Hello, hello, Waffle. Just still getting set up. I apologize. I was a little slow today. I meant to be setting up 10 minutes ago. Wife had a thing, got caught up in. I don't even know. Oh no, I don't know how to. I don't know how to do anything in the client. I meant to be doing this 10 minutes ago. Rebel? It's under Rebel. Yeah, always alive. But everything's fine. She's fine. We're fine. Okay, so let me switch over here. I don't know how to find what I'm looking through. How to spectate. I should have figured this out a while ago. Oh no. Oh no. Um. Oh no. It's no. I didn't even change what. Okay. Level 3. Level 3. Oh no. Why is it always like this? Oh no. I don't know how to find anything. How you doing, Outdoor? How you doing, Black Cat? Names are named weird. Under Community Live. Ah, okay, okay. That makes sense. So does this auto update or do I have to keep refreshing? Should be just competitions, I'm assuming. Keep refreshing, okay. And how do I do that? Do I just click over back like that? Okay, it looks like they're already getting in. Okay. So let me ping Shaggeroff again. And I believe all my stuff should be working. My mic's actually working today. I got it figured out what was going on with that. Got everything under control. But I'm pretty excited for this game. Because it should be some Skaven versus, I believe, some humans. Nice. The halfling, it looks like. Oh no, I was so excited for this game and ready to be prepared. Shaggeroff should be here. I've failed him. I'm giving him shortness. We were supposed to be in a call already, like 10 minutes ago. And Glava was gonna co-cast as well, but Glava's feeling sick today, so they're not able to join. Oh no, oh no. Everything's my fault. Why does this always happen? Who lets me schedule things? No one. No one should. Okay, let's take a peek at these starting teams. We got a little bit of skills on some line rats. We got a wrestle. We got a dirty player. Block tackle. That's a really good piece. Both randoms. Bribe plus 2 coaches for the rats. All right. And Waffle, best of luck. Make sure you get the stream muted and whatnot. You know the drill. Oh yeah, I couldn't figure that out either, Black Cat. I don't think there was much setup this time. I think it's everybody's flying by the seat of their pants. At some point, Shaggeroff will show up in chat. But let's see. Got some. We have 3 gutters this game, looks like. That's 2 heads, defensive, diving catch, and block. It looks like a couple randoms. Good luck, Waffle. Then we're going to be watching from the offense point of view for each half. Not necessarily the drive, but the half. That's the way I like to do it. Just like a static thing. Okay. I think I claimed before, like, the schedule went up is what happened. But this seems like a decent Skaven team so far. It's got decent development. Don't see really anything of concern or intrigue on it. Dauntless Wrestle's a good piece. All the gutters seemed like random, and I kind of like that. Let's see. And the humans, we've got a couple guard, 3 mighty blow pieces, including the ogre, a dirty player, a block player, a wrestle piece. This is a pretty good looking team. Not big on throwers myself, but they're not bad, especially on the ball block. That's a good piece. I'm expecting the humans to be a little deadly to the rats. They've only got 1 spare. I think the humans might also only have 1 spare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they have 11. It's 11 versus 12. There is a bribe. Offset with no kick. I think offset with no kick is still fine. Offset with no kick still does the goal of bringing players over to the side. I often do offset with no kick on teams that are like offset on. Even without my kick beats. Because I do it on vampires. I do it on pro elves. I just enjoy offset because I think it punishes bash teams more than agility teams. I think humans are one of the teams that are like don't care too much about the offset, especially when you don't have kick. But it still forces the ogre to the side. If Waffle was playing orcs, I think offset's just really good, regardless of kick. But here, you can either give it or take it on Skaven. Skaven's fast enough that they don't really need kick when they do offset, in my opinion. But so far, this is okay. And feel free to shout if we see anything that needs to be changed on the spectator side. I don't know much about spectating in Blood Bowl 3. But so far, this seems okay. Hey, Jay. Thank you. Offset is a litmus test, I agree. Because if you don't think about it enough, you just overcommit on one side. I've seen... One of the best ones I've had with it was I had a Khemri coach really just put all the Tomb Guards on one side and the ball landed on the other, and I ran, picked it up, and scored. That was fun. Because it's just, if you really overfocus those 3 hits, you're just going to get punished. But here, though, that doesn't really feel like a concern for the humans. I think the humans are probably fine. Especially with the kick location being fantastic. It's right into the offset. Okay. Mighty Blow hit. Might add base skills because I can barely tell the blitzers apart. Or we can just try to be smart and understand that the blitzers all have strength skills. Let's do that. 2 hits going in with Mighty Blow. And then going in with the Ogre Block. Okay, not bad. 2 stuns. You're hoping to get a little bit more of that in this game against the 87, but... Or the 8 pluses. Nothing terrible. Oh, paying for that vacuuming service when I come over next week. Thanks, Jay. I don't necessarily like the colored rings, but as a spectator, it'll be fine. That's a good call. I'll do that for the spectators, and then I'll just have to remember how to turn that off myself. Because I like the rings, I just don't like them for the active player, right? Because I don't like the white on white. It distracts me. But I think it's great for the opponent's team. But we're all spectators. Everybody's the opponent. We want all the players to die. Okay. Using target selection. I think we're getting sneaky get foul. I approve of this. Absolutely. I agree. I think it's a necessary thing on some teams. Looking at pro elves, looking at humans, looking at sometimes Imperial Nobles, but not too bad. Imperial Nobles aren't too bad. It's mainly things that have like a lot of the Dark Elves get you. Oh, I don't think they got me, but I can see it. I can see it. Especially, like, if they've got an assassin and a runner on the team, then that's just 2 other silly things. But so far, I believe Waffle's going to be leaning into the murder angle of Blood Bowl to try and get a lead. I respect that. It's one of the best ways to deal with Skaven is try to remove a lot of pieces. I think it's a little bit of a lackluster result to try and foul something that's already stunned on turn 1. But at the same time, you're most likely to break armor, But also, you have sneaky get. It doesn't matter if you break armor. I think you should go for the more valuable foul. Because even if it's slightly less odds to break armor, breaking armor here might not even do anything, but still give you a chance of being sent off. So I think I would have rather the lower chance foul here, because the only downside is if you don't break armor. Which is fine, because you have sneaky get. Okay, Rats take a opportune hit. They're not hitting with Mighty Blow, though. I'm assuming they're just setting up a good foul. And that's why you're using the wrestle. Oh yeah, I really like Sneaky Get now. I've not had much chance to play with it, though, because I've not played anything that has Agility Access primary. I've only had it on teams that have Agility Access secondary. So I've not gotten Sneaky Get. I've mainly gotten the Dirty Player part of the combo. But Sneaky Get is much better now. I really like how much better it is. Because before it was literally a dead skill. Like there was no benefit to taking it. You just don't want to take fouls where it would not proc, because yeah, it let you like take low probability fouls consistently, but it was like, even if it worked, it's like now your low reliability foul is gone. Yeah, it's very usable now. I appreciate that. Me ping Shagroff. Let's see. So far, just nice slow progression by the humans. No race once you have the ball. You just got to make sure that it's not exposed to the gutter runners here. And even with that, the only one you really have to be concerned about right now is this two-head one. But it doesn't have strip ball. It doesn't have wrestle. Should be fine. And I believe that Waffle actually skipped an MNG clear to give less inducements to the skate in this game, if I remember correctly, because they were talking about that in the rookie Discord, looking for advice. And I believe that the decision they ended on was not taking the MNG clear, that way the Rats could not get a wizard. And just back to humans. Taking a hit on the Dirty Player. Help try to negate the bribe. I approve of that. I assume we're going to take our own foul if this isn't out of here. That's a great hit. Waffle should be pretty happy about the start of this game now. There's only one Dirty Player left on the field, and it is a gutter runner. You're actually kind of fine with the gutter runner trying to get in position to foul, because usually that'll leave it a little more exposed to a return hit, and there's always the possibility that the bribe fails and it gets sent off, which is majorly helpful. Gonna form a nice cage. Nice wide cage, maybe. Because, like, this gutter runner is really good. It started with two heads. I think when you start with two heads, you don't want to be randoming. I would really want this to be a wrestle strip ball piece. Who do you root for when wrestle isn't playing? Nobody. You want everybody to lose. That's the best outcome. Okay, 2 removals 1 turn because of the fouling piece. Gotta like that. And I wonder, does Nietzen still try to force the humans into action, or do they take a very passive play and go for overtime? Who knows? There's a lot that can go on here. I'm assuming we're still going to try and develop some fouls, use the bribe, but maybe not really try to force the humans to score, because I think you have a hard time forcing the score with this team setup now that you're already down 2 pieces on pitch. I think you go after Mighty Blow or the fouling pieces, hope you get a lucky removal here and there, but...
Hey! Sorry about being late.
Hey! No worries, no worries. Oh, you thought I meant like 10 o'clock. No. I meant like in 10 minutes. Like, oh, you always get tripped up on time zone stuff.
Yeah.
That one's on me. I should have said 10-ish minutes. That's on me.
I was drinking champagne in the garden, like. Yeah.
So far it's been
Yes,
a fun game. I've got it streamed for you if it's easier than pulling it up in game. But also feel free to pull it up in game.
Oh, I'm still loading my PC. I'm watching on my phone at the second.
Oh, okay.
So what's going on?
One
What's the
second. We
dealio?
gotta ban a chatter for being a bot. There we go. Ban. There we go. I do quite dislike how many bots I get in my chat. It gets really tiring. But so far the game's nice and as expected, humans punching rats, trying to get removals. They've punched one off with a Kaz on the dirty player, and they've fouled another one off with a KO.
Yes.
So it should be pretty goblin-esque tactics. You'll enjoy it so far.
No, good enough.
Also in chat, shout if we need to turn Shagroff up or anything. Shout if we need to turn myself up. I know my mic's been doing like weird things lately. I think it's my cord. I need to get a new cord. So far, I've interacted with them so much. I don't know how to say Nietzen's name very well. Ambiance is a bit loud, so like the game volume? I can turn the game volume down a little bit, if that's what you mean. The cheering of the crowd. Specifically the cheering? Okay, let's try and fix that real quick. Because I actually... Okay, I see. Turn that down. Because it's not as loud on my side, I don't think. Because my actual volume through my headset is much lower than probably what gets picked up by OBS. So I'll turn that down a good bit. Thank you for making me aware of that. Appreciate it.
Let's go 3.
Yep. Nope, no reroll, just letting it go. No, wait, no. That was a reroll. It's just a double 1. It was a 1 and 9. Could have made a decent screen. Force a blitz, but nothing crazy still. I'm assuming that this Dauntless Wrestle piece is about to get punched and fouled. Hello, Sammy. How are you doing? No, okay, we're bringing up the ball, duh.
Oh, dubs go bad times.
Just a pushy. I almost like pushing that into another hit, but I also understand you want to get a good position first. I'm pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Shaggeroth was also apparently doing good. He was drinking champagne before I told him that, hey, I told you things poorly.
No, we were having like nice brunch. We were doing classy things. Then I just looked down at my phone and Russell was like, "Where are you?"
You still weren't here. I'm like, maybe I didn't communicate this well. I got held up by the wife honey-do list, you know, of things that I should have done earlier and forgot.
Oh, he's going for the again gets the stun.
It's also funny because the part where I'm late because of my wife's honey-do list is not because of my wife, because she's like, don't you have a thing to be doing? Like, yes, but I gotta finish this for you. Go do your thing.
She's for. Well, I can't say anything. I'm absolutely terrible at time zones. I can work out absolutely amazing goblet maths and not subtract 7 from 12.
The amount of times you have to that was the wrong time zone in clan format always tickles me. Because you're like, yeah, my opponent's just like not showed up. Shaggeroth, you're 3 hours late to your match. Or 3 hours early to your match.
Yep, 100%. Well, Sneaky Git saved the
I'm sorry, does Sammy have we interacted before? I don't think I know you. Yeah, sorry, Shaggeroth. I'm talking to chat as well.
Oh, no, that's fine. As soon as my computer loads up, I'll be able to see what the chat's saying as well.
Yeah. I didn't lose a playoff match with Shaggerov. So far I support the Skaven putting like a little pressure here and there, looking for opportune hits on positionals, and just also trying not to die. Because I think the Skaven do pretty well as long as they like don't get caught up in a scrum too much here. Just like bide their time for their offensive half and go to overtime sort of thing. Because like Skaven are great at scoring fast, and if they get to
I
overtime,
think
golden
this
goal
thing is
rules
about
really good for them.
Could be in for an ogre foul here.
Hey, that's what it looks like.
I can smell a foul coming a mile away.
With the dirty player gutter runner. Nothing though.
Oh, boo. I think what probably happened there is he didn't use the full gutter runner movement for extra damage.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake. Everybody knows that you need the full run up, so that way either the player that you foul dies or your player gets sent off efficiently. It's one of those two things every time. 100% repeatable as long as you ignore a couple results where it doesn't happen.
Yep. That's the best way of doing math. Only pay attention to the results you like.
Oh,
So what are the ones to
I'm
think
not sure.
about?
You're aware. I got a new kitty. I've never had a pet before. It's been very nice.
That's the point. How is your cat?
She's
Oh,
doing
bonehead.
great. She's adapted very well here. That's an unfortunate bonehead. But for the first like week and a half, she was sleeping in our bed. And 2 nights ago, we couldn't find her at night, but we kept hearing her bell on her car, a little jingle jingle, like, oh, she's sleeping under the bed? Who knows? No, she's on her cat bed in our closet off to the side. And she absolutely loves it because I found her, and I pet her, and she became a little purr machine, and then went back to sleep. So she both loves cuddling us and her new cat bed hidey hole we made her. And I know she likes both because like halfway through the night she comes and sits between our heads.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
We used to have a kitten that would basically sit on your head for the warmth. But if you moved too much in the night, it would grab on with claws so it didn't lose its place. That was a fun experience.
I will start putting pictures in my Discord for everybody that wants them. She is an absolute cutie. Waffle keeps getting pictures because Waffle's asked for them. No, specifically, Waffle's wife has demanded them. And I'm scared of her, I think.
It's usually a good idea to be scared of the wives.
Something behind every great man is a great woman. Which is true unless behind the great man is also just another great man. Because that's also a possibility.
Living in Palm Springs, I have seen that quite a lot.
I really like this foul coming in because I think this is the best player for the Skaven in the game. It's this twin head piece. 2 heads piece. Why do I keep calling it twin heads? It's not wrong, but it's not accurate either.
And that defensive as well makes it quite tasty.
Can we shame Waffle? Yes, we should shame Waffle. For that reason, I mean, yeah, I don't care about the reason why. We can just shame Waffle. Misspelled Tree, how's it going? But I know I was picking on Waffle and Nietzen in the rookie chat, just like saying things like, I can't wait to have both of these players in my division next season. DeSammy, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It's mainly for some VODs and stuff though. Like I don't put everything over there, just like VODs that I felt like were important. But it's got a lot of stuff from the past. And it's got like my Oberdin stuff, my Hollow Knight stuff that I still need to get back into. Which I'm on my old meds again, so that'll be happening again soon. TM after I stop having lots of family come over for the summer. Because I've had my wife's cousins came over. They're like twins. They're 16. And they were great for the most part, but they're also teenage boys and they're smelly. They had to be convinced to take showers and use deodorant. But now my sister is over, and she's 16 years younger than me. But my sister is over, and she is not smelly, and also not a teenage boy, which is very convenient. But her and my wife went to Renaissance Fair yesterday. They had a lot of fun. They brought back some fun stuff. My wife got me a bunch of teas that were handmade and stuff, and they're pretty good so far.
Just a push on the blitz.
Yep. Dang playoff games interrupting my ranting about life. But you know, it wouldn't be a Blood Bowl game if you didn't stop to talk about other things all the time. But I think that the timer system in Blood Bowl 3 is actually making this go decently quicker, which is nice to see. I don't think you rerolled that. I think you save rerolls for a one-turn attempt at the end of the half. Reroll management is a thing that I'm still not super good on in 2020 rule set. I'm trying to get better at it, but I don't.
With this amount of turns left, I would punch all those guys around the ball and foul that really good gutter runner again.
I agree. Absolutely. Take all the punches and try and kill that gutter runner. If you get rid of that, you're in. Either you've gotten rid of the Apo, or it's gone, or both.
Block is a good skill.
Block is a great skill.
I
think you hit with the halfling. Do you hit with the halfling here? Yeah, you do. I approve. Because that also gives you another hit, and I think the humans just want to keep developing these hits. They're doing a great job at it.
Yep.
Oh no. I already fear a reality. I might try to start up a replay analysis for Blood Bowl 3 or Fumble, and I'm terrified of this reality that I might put myself in. I did so much rookie content for Blood Bowl 2 and I loved it, and now I'm like, oh no, don't do this to myself again. Ugh. I think, okay, rerolls it with Mighty Blow. That's fair. I think especially in this situation, the rats are on the back foot. You can afford to just go down to one reroll. But I think it does give you some risk of not being able to score. But going 0-0 this half is fine, because there is still the possibility that if you don't go for this play, they just one turn anyways. Yeah, I think it was a decision point. I neither necessarily agree nor disagree with it. Argue the call is good. So that is massive for the humans that the argue call went through there. Did that break on the armor or the injury? It broke on the armor, so if Sneaky Git was available, that wouldn't have even been argue the call. Yeah, just pretty standard flex team versus Skaven right now. They're just using the fact that they're a flex team to punch them, and then the Skaven are trying to force them into position where they don't get to be comfortable, and they're not really succeeding yet. I think instead of going after the ball at this point, I think the Skaven should be focusing more on fouls still, even though their dirty players are both. No wait, they have the other one. It's just stunned right now. But yeah, just good hits on positionals.
Even without dirty player, it's still worth it.
Yeah, especially with a Brad.
Okay.
I like this hit on the halfling.
Yep.
That's one of the more dangerous pieces to deal with. And it's the most likely to die.
But does not.
Does not.
Stunty AV is OP.
Yeah, I think this turn or several turns ago, Nietzen should have been analyzing, should I be trying to stop the score or speed it up? And I don't think the Skaven need to. I think they can just rely on a one turn to try and go even. And if they succeed on the one turn, they can just play for one more score and win 2-1 that way. Or
Yep.
they fail on their one turn, try to go 1-1 and play into overtime, where overtime is Skaven's specialty, in my opinion, because they don't have to stall in overtime. They can just go for the golden goal, which they're both good at in a defensive way and an offensive way. Because if they win offense in overtime, I think it's very hard to stop a Skaven team that has most of its players.
Yeah, you just stand out and score.
And if they're on defense, like, they don't have strip ball or wrestle or anything, so it's a little difficult for them. So that's why you have to be trying to get rid of one of these 11 players on the humans, because humans being at 11, they lose 1 or 2 players, they're getting in the back foot pretty quickly. But so far, you know, there's not really too much strategy that gets to go on, just because the humans got the ball early and they got into a cage and they've been getting rewarded for their hits.
Yeah.
So it really just comes down to Skaven just need to minimize their own retaliation damage and try to just get into the next drives with a decent amount of players, which they've got good KOs so far, rather than casualties.
Yeah. I mean, they've been slightly unlucky by just racking up stuns as opposed to anything else, but they've also chucked quite a few people in.
Does the argue call work again? Nope. It's out of here. So, humans are down to 10. This is good for the Skaven.
Yep.
Skaven will be still able to go up to 11 because they have a one-man bench and 3 KOs. I think that if the humans don't... If this is 0-0 at the end of the half, Skaven might actually be a little annoyed, because I think they'd prefer to get 2 KO rolls and go up to 11 players.
Yeah.
I almost would eat that, I think. Yeah, no third teammate, but I don't think that's too much of a strategy I would worry about, but it is a good thing to point out. No more third teammate. Oop.
Ooh, the one. With just a push.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's Skaven. It's almost just correct to say the 2 rerolls for the 1 turn in this half. I don't think there's too much, because you don't really want to go in unless you're going to go in with the Dauntless Wrestle piece, because I wouldn't really be going in with either of these gutters, because I don't think that... I mean, maybe the 2 heads. Hey, Shambo.
Oh.
Welcome. I caught a little bit of your all's cast of the game that has to be rescheduled. What were you saying?
See, I wouldn't even bother. I'd just stay out of the way. At the moment, there's barely any people on the pitch.
Yep.
You're risking actual... Like, there's quite a few Mighty Blow people running around still.
Yeah, because I feel the similar way when I play Vampires in Blood Bowl 2. Is there are times where you almost always have a play on the ball, but there are some teams where the drive's just not going well. You need to back off so you have chances in later drives.
Yeah. But that go for it just cost him a gutter runner.
Yes. Also, fortunately for Nietzen, just a KO.
If it comes back.
If it comes back. But the humans should be able to get a nice reliable score here, and then the Skaven will have a 1-turn attempt, which they have a decent gutter for it. The diving catch, 2 heads, like, that's a great gutter for a 1-turn attempt. I think they should, like, religiously hold on to their reroll.
See, now it'll be interesting to see if the humans are brave enough to keep fouling that gutter runner.
I think they will. I think that it's such a good target that they might just take another foul on it. Or the Mighty Blow piece is also a great target.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think if you trade even with your dirty player on one of the positionals, it's great. A line rat, though, probably not. I don't think I would foul, like, any of the line rats with just the dirty player. With the sneak you get, you foul what you get, but with the dirty player, I think I'm just going out to the positionals.
I would 100% be stamping on
it.
it.
Blitzer has a serious injury, so the foul is actually a little bit better, assuming you break armor, because it's more likely to get something that's not appoable, or, like, less valuable to appo.
Yeah. Right, so he's building up his... Oh, he's not fouling it. He's chickened out. He's not willing to go down to 9.
And that's fair. That's fine. I think if there were more assists available, it would have probably been gone for, or if the rats were already down another player casualty-wise. Because now the rats have a maximum of 10 as well.
Yeah. Although I'm definitely now supporting the rats since the humans passed up a foul.
That's fair. Let's see, big hit.
Mighty blow hit on the guard. Gets him down.
I will say that like rats versus humans is one of the more interesting matchups I cast in playoff sort of settings, because rats often just become slightly different for every coach, and then humans are just like an enjoyable watch for me. They're not like out of the box wild crazy, you don't know what they're gonna do, but they're like flexible enough that like there's multiple ways to go about a match.
That's a little brave. So he took the
That
foul.
was a bit of a spicy foul, but there is a bribe. But I don't know.
But he left the mighty blow up.
A little spicy. Let's pull up the dice log a little bit again. The
Like
second voice
mighty
is
blow.
Shaggorath. It is Shaggorath. Let me add that to my little thingamajig. I have a widget to put a name on.
Yeah.
I'm so prepared today. You don't even understand.
They're so prepared that I
so
wasn't
prepared.
even here.
I was ready to be prepared, and then I got caught up in a honey-do list of my own creation. I'm sure.
And here comes the hit on the mighty blow guy.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no, he hit the lineman.
Big hit. Into a score. Yeah, so rats are down 3, maximum 9 players. Humans are maximum of 10. The rats, if the rats don't get enough players, I don't think they can even go for the 1 turn even.
No.
They get 3 back.
Or if they do,
I think that's enough, right? Oh, Shaggorath's also louder than me by quite a bit? Oh yeah, my mic is like really quiet. Let me play with that. Let's see, where's my mic in OBS? Put that.
Thanks, Mazik. I take that as a compliment with my shoutiness. Normally everyone tells me I'm quite quiet. Right.
How's that? Is that better? Hopefully that is better. I need to get a new cord for my mic.
The 1 turn is definitely on with this setup.
Yep, there's definitely a possibility. It only takes 2 pushes, right? At minimum.
Yeah.
And I think that is perfectly achievable with this amount of players. It just might be a little tricky than if there was 1 or 2 more.
It shouldn't be. I mean,
it shouldn't be that difficult, but I do think it is. It is important to consider that 1 turns are harder in Blood Bowl 3 compared to Blood Bowl 2, just because you cannot use your spare time for the setup. So you do get a lot less time to set up a 1 turn. So if you're not familiar with them, it is factually just harder. Wasn't a crazy amount, just a bit. Right. I appreciate it, Tree. This is a slightly lazy 1-turn defense, yes. I think that these players would have been better off up closer to prevent the diagonal hit. But it's also not like a terrible 1-turn defense. Like, at least they have things spaced out. They changed that? That's so good. I'm glad. I didn't know that. That must have been a really recent patch. That's good that they changed that. Get the word out. People need to know.
1-turn scummers need to know this.
Because I thought it was still you only got the 2 minutes and then, get bent. Solid D, that's potentially really bad for your 1-turn attempt. But I'm not sure if Nietzen's going to try and stop it, or if they're just going to keep it as is. They should try to stop it.
He's going to be blitzing in from the right corner, so if you put someone there, that ruins that.
Yeah, you can still get the hit that way. It's just, not good. But if you put 2 players there to make it, a red die, that's much better.
And
But then
then
if like
you
it's
can.
still a push on red dice, there is just a way for the gutter runner to walk through. So it's kind of like you need to go with 2 wides as well. Which I'm not sure if you can move enough players for that, can you? One.
Got 4.
No, yeah, I think you can totally move enough players. Maybe. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone all
That.
in. That's
Yeah,
brave.
yeah. So if the gutter gets through, the gutter gets through.
Yep.
And no throwers, so this ball location is actually horrendous for the Skaven's one turn.
I'm gonna say no.
I think do you pro it? Are you able to reroll after pro?
No.
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we know the pro was a success. Okay, it just looks weird.
Oh, he re-rolled the pro dice.
Oh, he rerolled the pro. Okay, there goes the dream anyway. So now you just take some bunches.
Bunches of punches.
Oh, that's a good removal. I think you just gotta eat that. That's not worth happening. Neither for this match nor for the entire game.
Down to 9 though, but good setup for the rats for overtime.
The reroll shows for pro first, then the failed dice. Okay, it's stupid UI. That doesn't surprise me. Blood Bowl 3 having stupid UI, how surprising.
No one is shocked.
And I believe we get a 1 die on the ogre. The ogre got a 1 die onto the blitzer. And it's a KO. Oh no.
Well, in Blood Bowl 3, it's actually
So
a lot
0-1 going to the rats. Just the most exciting scoreline for the game, I'm assuming.
Ooh, that's a rough Kaz bench.
Oh yeah, two stay out. So the rats are going to be at 7.
Yeah, they're gonna get beat up a lot.
And it is. I'm watching from the point of view of the rats on this half.
So I think the Rats' best opportunity is to score quick, try get those 2 KOs back, and then turn it over or stall for overtime.
I think they have to be open to a couple lines of play. I think they have to be open to the quick if there's like a bad kickoff event. But I think their goal should be scoring like turn 13 or 14 and having a couple turns to try to turn over, but also not being committed to having to stop the humans from getting a 2 or 3 turn touchdown. So I think they want to score like turn 14, maybe even 15.
Yeah.
Not 15, no.
Is,
If they're going to score 15, they want to score 16.
They're going to struggle to keep the humans off them long enough.
Yeah, I agree. But if there's like a what's pitch invasion called now? It's something or another. But if they get like a good kickoff event that slows the humans down, they can stall for a few turns, just play for overtime. I think they might just do better in overtime than the humans. Because then it's like, their quick play is just the right play.
If they can survive the good.
And I believe there are no extra rerolls added in overtime still?
No.
Okay, good. So that hasn't really changed. Very forward ball.
The thing that I love best in the new rules, which haven't made it to the online rules yet, is that Goblin Bombers now get passing access. It's irrelevant to everyone else, but it's just a tiny bit of goodness for Goblin.
Yeah.
Just got to wait like 6 months for them to make it to the game or something.
Yeah, right. Oh, I need to work up the willpower to look at the redraft stuff for Rebel. Cause like, I like the idea of TV caps and redrafting, yada yada yada. It's just
Yeah.
so much decisions though that I like put it off for so long. It's like when
Yeah.
we do clan ledgers. Like that's not actually too bad because like I'm only doing one of them and I get to decide a little bit here and there. As clan leader, it was a little rougher, but it was never really
Yeah.
too bad. At least for our clan, like especially when we have goblins and vampires, everything's pretty cheap. Most people got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like we're doing a DACA,
Yep.
which
They're gonna run
that
away.
seems sensible to me.
I find with the humans, I'd just stay away from them.
Oh yeah, the humans don't have to come after them at all. Which, if the humans just stay back and try not to go too far forwards, they're in a great position to stop the score and win that way. But the rats,
Yeah.
they don't really need the DACA to be a true DACA where you chase them. They're just trying to buy a couple turns. Because if the
There's
humans
one
don't
of
come
the
after you, I think you just like start moving forwards at turn like 12 or 13,
yeah.
regardless. But as the humans, I
I'm
also think
amazed
you
by
send
the
a
amount
couple
of
things
people.
forward to go hit.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the amount of people that rush into a DACA and then, as a slow team, wonder why they can't get back up the pitch.
I think specifically when you have a score and they don't, you don't have to chase into the DACA. If they have a point, like if it was reverse the score, the humans are forced to come in.
Oh, 100%. But
But
it's not.
if it's even, the humans technically aren't, but they're like incentivized to because then the rats have too much control in overtime if you don't chase them at all. And then they
I
also, it's
mean,
like awkward spot.
Bazik's kind of summed it up perfectly. The
Exactly,
temptation to
exactly.
punk rat. Yeah. So he's gone for the really good defense where he's basically doing columns and then the ogre in the middle.
Yeah, the first turn of attacking DACA, I like to not be overly aggressive. You want to get things spread out first. Try to get them in a decent spot.
I'm
And are these
confused by.
catchers? Yeah, we got catchers on one side. We got punchers on the other. Ogre in the middle. The ogre is technically the quote unquote weak spot. Like technically you can dauntless hit through that and just like have a path through. But like, why would you put up the game plan for that? Because like, I don't think you bring the ball through at any point soon. You might get a scoring
No.
threat through, but then like you're doing that to break up more of the defense, force them to respond to the scoring threat. Because if they don't, you just score. How many dead rats? 1. There's an answer to that, and it's not 0, which makes everybody happy. Yes, yes, you want to make sure the ogre actually moves. That was actually one of the several Cas. That is true, but only 1
Now,
dead.
at this point, as the humans, I would just skip my turn. Just skip it. Don't move. Don't do anything. Just.
I disagree with that. I think you still want to move forward a couple tiles, but you don't go all the way forwards. But you start with the ogre. If the ogre doesn't move, you stay still. You
I
cover the
wouldn't
ogre
even do that
spot, but I
because
just
he's got to move.
go on.
Because he's got to move. Like right now, you risk a brain dead. You risk like you have risk if you do anything. If you don't do anything, you 100% get a good result. Like moving forward, you're never going to pin these rats down. The further forward you go, the worse your defense will be later.
Well,
So you just pass your turns.
I think my thing though is if you take away more of their space, you don't have to go all the way up to them. But if you take away more of their space, their players can't just walk in a direct line to where they want to break through. They're going to be forced to go around things. They're going to be forced to take unoptimal pathing. So you do want to
But
take
this is
up
it.
more space. You don't want to like heavily assault it though. Like this is super risky. I
Crazy.
don't necessarily agree with this. Like I think
Well,
this is overly
the,
aggressive.
the thing that I would say to Russell is you don't need to move up and take any of their space. The rats are so much faster than you that taking up their space is irrelevant. They've still got to get through your defense. And if you've got the columns like you'd set up, they can't. 1 or 2 might be able to, but the rest of their team can't.
Well,
So
my thing
you
is,
can
I like
just
taking up the space where they want to end on the next turn. So, like, you want to be ending, like, just a couple spaces more puts you in the normal
yeah,
movement of clan rats. So, if you take up two,
yep,
three more spaces, that's where I like to be. And you can also still have players back able to catch anyone that's able to actually break through.
okay. But
So, I like just being a
all you're
little
doing,
further forwards and being an
yeah.
active participant in the DACA defense. But
Oh, I
I
think
also like
TCS is
I don't think it's wrong to just mainly wait back there, but I think that if that's the only thing you're doing, you're giving up opportunity because it could still be the rats can break through and you go to overtime in a worse situation than if you chased a little bit harder.
well.
But
I
I
will
think that's
reserve the right to say I told everyone so in just a few seconds.
like I'm perfectly it is perfectly valid to do both. Many coaches do one or the other. I think in this matchup I just like a little bit of pressure, just a little bit.
See, to me, like it, all you're doing is you're splitting your team. So this allows the rats a chance to punch these guys to death. Which, if you don't go and support them, like one or two people is massively outnumbered, and it just gives the rats 3 or 4 turns of punching some of your strikers to death. Now,
Sure,
if you send more
sure.
people in to save them, then your defense is now irrelevant and the rats leave. If you don't and you just let them get beat to death, the rats get 3 or 4 turns of just equaling out the numbers, and then they break through your defense, which you now can't put in columns. So
Sure.
you've
I think
just
it's a
by putting
timing
on
thing
such
at the
a
a bare minimum though.
validated defense.
I
So
think it's a
I mean,
timing thing more than anything. I think you shouldn't go half in on turn two of the DACA, but you should be advancing forward so that on like turn 4 or 5, if they still haven't found a way out, you can really aggress
yeah.
them while still keeping a safety or two.
But
But
this is the
I don't
thing, like
agree with
going
this
all
half
in.
measure.
Like it's statistically almost irrelevant. Like you have movement 9 gutter runners that get away from people on a 2+ with a reroll. That's 98% chance. So all he's got to do is cause one opening and all of his gutter runners are gone. And statistically, you can't get them back. So you just stay in the middle. Like he needs to do 2 moves. If you're in the middle, you as humans can still do 2 moves. If you go further forward, your team can't cover the whole backfield in 2 moves. So, like, as much as it sucks and it's not
It's
fun gaming,
not for me. It's
like
not
you
about
just
going
need
for
to
the ball
just flip
though.
it. So yeah,
For me, it's not about going for the ball here though. It's about
but
you don't want to just give them the free turns and space to sit there and hit end turn. That's what they want.
but but you're by doing something like in a game theory style, doing something makes your defense worse,
I
and they've still got to score.
I
So
think we just have a
I personally
stylistic difference here. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it depends on a lot of factors.
okay.
Like here,
Well,
I'm more inclined to agree with you specifically because, uh, Waffle has a point and the Skaven don't. They can play a little more passive than I normally would. Like here, I would
yeah,
probably be playing a little bit more passive. If the scoreline was even, though, I would much more be in favor of putting pressure and keeping sweepers back still and having people in the way so that you can't get good defenders. Especially with only
yeah.
two gutter runners, you can't have a defensive screen or you can't have like a sideline cage or anything made of just gutter runners. It's going to be closer to your team. It's much better to aggress here. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
think it's
agree with that.
necessarily my way is right, other people's are wrong. I think there's valid points in what both sort of extremes of it, and
Yeah,
a lot of places in between.
yeah, it's the power.
And like right now, you just need to be aware of where the gutter with the ball can go and where the twin heads can go. Because right now they can't really go on the left side, and we still have a decent sweeper in the back. Because movement 7 blitzer, I think, is a great argument for is much harder to get past as a sweeper
Oh
than
yeah,
like a movement 6 sweeper.
especially with
So the humans are actually a uniquely good team at having sort of like a almost full assault with a sweeper backline. Because
I
to
think
me,
it's
like you're also just trying to get the Skaven to use the rerolls. Because the DACA is
yeah,
not a safe, it's not entirely safe. At some point, you're probably going to be forced to roll dice. And if you can get rid of some of these 4 rerolls, even if it goes to overtime, you're in a better position.
yeah. But they've got to survive.
Yeah, and there's also like 6 rats on the field. No, there's 7.
Well,
But I do
hey,
think
don't
that
mind
trying to
different.
keep the numbers advantage and keep pressuring is a viable strategy.
I think the rats are gonna go for it.
Sure. I also think that has risk though, because they might either
They,
just expose a gutter on the breakaway, or there is a chance they could just fail.
well, they have no other option, Russ. Like if they stay, everything gets worse.
Yep, I agree. But also to enable the breakaway attempt, they're doing a lot of basing here. I'm fairly certain they're going to be doing a lot of basing. Which, as the humans, also is kind of like plays into you. There's one of the rerolls.
Gets to pal.
And even still, I think the humans can break away enough to still be able to try and put up a solid defense here. So I don't feel like the humans have really
Another
given up
reroll as well.
much.
Well, here's what I think the Skaven's gonna do and what the humans gonna do. They basically it's an all or nothing. They've realized that if they stay there, they'll get punched to death. The humans have come in. That one sweeper, he's gonna just tie up and try and sprint past. He's not gonna spend another reroll on that. Down he
Sure,
goes.
sure. Yeah, there's currently a blitz on ball. So, first humans do all their conservative actions, get things in a position to be really annoying as the defenders. And
Yep.
what I'm looking for on this turn, I want Waffle to be removing the possibility of these gutter runners getting out of range. So you need things in front of them. You need to force a blitz that slows them down, not just one that, like, gets them further. Then at some point, the hit with the wrestle's going to come in. That's valid. I almost kind of like hitting the tackle block piece. Not sure if you take the blitz. I agree, but you're definitely hitting a gutter runner. And then trying to get position in front of the gutters. I don't know, it's a little awkward at this moment. I don't agree with that stand-up. Necessarily. I do like this. Yeah, overall this is looking decent. We are going for the blitz. We do get a POW. It is rewarded.
Down he goes.
And, yep.
Gets stunned. Ooh, spicy.
That's a little spicy, but that's actually still pretty good for the humans. If you're taking that dodge, you're re-rolling it for sure.
Yep.
If the humans can, they can score. If they score, I think they basically are in great position to win the game. I think they go for it. I think you go for it. You've already committed. Take the 2 GFIs here.
100%.
Took 1. Took 2. Yep. Okay. I agree with going for it there. Yeah. So now the rats are in a dire position.
Yeah, that's basically it. I would say
it could just be it. I'm not entirely willing to say that they are still Skaven. So there is a chance that they can bring it to overtime, but it is a very hard game for them now.
Yep. One of the KOs came back, so just out-rat them. Yeah, Aldo's got a point.
Yeah,
just roll more
6s.
sixes.
That was very rat-like behavior. Yeah,
it does always help when the crowd throw it to your guy in the end zone, though.
Yeah. And I do agree with Feller here. That's an example of what can go right when you pressure, but that is also, granted, a high roll. That was a high roll sort of play.
Ooh, pitch invasion.
One person went down. Yep. Waffle had a very, very active and rewarding defense there. I feel like the thing with chevrons, and I'm of this opinion almost always, chevrons don't actually stop agility teams from scoring. It just forces them to do it faster, which when you want them to not score, you don't want them to score faster. You just want them to not score. So I'm actually kind of okay with the way Waffle sets up. Because they just want to protect their players a little bit, and they want to slow the Skaven down, but they don't have to stop them. They just want them to take too many turns. And then receive the ball and hold on to it. Yeah, I agree, Shamba. I agree.
Yeah, it's also, you don't really have enough players to do it.
Because, like, Chevron's, like, it makes the stalling harder, but I don't think it necessarily makes it harder to fast score. It just forces you to if you're going to break through early. Oh,
Oh, there's another
I agree,
reroll.
Tree. I agree, Tree. I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's almost always stylistic and matchup dependent. I know I prefer to be more active against it, but that doesn't mean it's right. Unless there's, like, a reason for me not to be active against it. Like, I'm sure there are some. And there have been times I've been against a Daka that I've just been defensive. Or, like, slow.
I think a lot of my decisions come from being traumatized by playing goblins, where everything sucks, and the more you do anything
That
that
might
works
be
your
more
game.
of the goblin than the active defense, though.
Just, if you don't move, things are better than
Because
moving.
I also know I have, like, weird opinions on things because when I play quote unquote meta teams versus vampires, my opinion changes drastically because vampires, my vampire philosophy is almost completely detached from the rest of my Blood Bowl experience. Like, it is very interesting playing a team that's just, like, so not the same as the rest of Blood Bowl.
Why didn't that ogre hypno that guy, and then troll gets easy block on ball?
Yeah, why isn't the ogre using his hypno gaze?
Yeah.
Why does the strength
Boo.
5 piece not have blood step? What is going on here?
Unplayable trash.
Hypno gore.
That would be a scary big guy for a chaos team.
Daka's also a lot better when you have 11 players for the Daka rather than what the Skaven had.
Yes.
So I
When
think
you
the
have,
less players you have to do the Daka, it is even more beneficial
yeah.
to aggress into. Oh yeah, with Khemri, I think there's no reason to chase it. I think Khemri is a great example of a team that's just, you've got 5 strength 5 pillars, just stay near the halfway line. They don't have good agility. So even if there is a technical path on the ball, it's not easy for them. I think Khemri's a great example of a team that I feel differently on for the Daka. But, like, teams that are more flexible, like Agi 3 teams, humans, Chaos even, kill teams, I think it's usually more beneficial to go in. Except maybe Nurgle. Nurgle's also similar to Khemri in that regard, where you want your disturbing presence where the action with the ball would happen, I guess. Yeah, and I agree, Champa. But this is, like, my favorite type of Blood Bowl discussion, ones where, like, a lot of people have different opinions, and there's a lot of nuance. I think it's the parts of the game that are more interesting than others. Like, oh yeah, dwarves should do this because they're dwarves and dwarves are boring.
I think Miss Beltry kind of gets it right. It is situational.
Yes,
Like, there
absolutely.
are definite times where if you just sit there, like, sitting there is better than being out of position, because the agility team will lose every single player except the ball carrier and stuff like that.
I think Bazik wins. So many opinions must mean a lot of people are wrong. I like that philosophy.
Yeah. 2-1.
But no,
That's what you want.
I always do enjoy casting with Shigaroth because whenever something comes up, we almost always disagree on the nuance, and I think that's really fun. Because, like, I consider you a pretty successful coach. I consider myself a pretty successful coach, like, in the leagues that I'm trying to take seriously. So it's always fun to hear different opinions that, like, really conflict with my own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it is just being traumatized by playing goblins for so long,
Yep.
because everything sucks. Your entire game plan is to suck as little as possible for as
I
long
mean,
as possible.
I know I still, like, set up to prevent blitzes way more than I think I should. Because I'm traumatized by that one season of Rebel. Like you were in the div. You saw it was almost every game I got blitzed.
It's literally the funniest thing I've ever seen
I
in my
think it
life.
was something crazy like 7 out of 9 games I had 1 or more blitzes against me.
Why take one blitz into a game when you can take 3?
Oh, misspelled tree. I remember your Goblin playoff run. That was so fun to watch.
It was glorious, and
Did I win
Goblin
the
Town
div that
still
season?
wins.
I think I either won it. I know I got to postseason. I'm not sure if I won the div. I think I might have gotten second or third. But I
Well,
did really good despite all the blitzes.
I'm finding out that there might not even be a Stunty Cup this year. Like, me and Larkstar, he's got his halflings that are doing well. And even though my goblins are like the highest TV in the league, which is trash, by the way, um, like I'm still one match away from getting Stunty Cup. So, but apparently there's not one this year, so we don't get an entry
Oh,
to
that's kind of
playoffs.
sad.
There's no Stunty team to just get murdered. I think it's trash.
That's sad.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like murder one of the other coaches and take that spot.
Brigade the admins. Convince them otherwise.
Yeah, we're gonna basically just like break cables until there's a space in playoffs.
The casters are going on a strike. We're forming a
Well,
union.
also the best bit is somehow like the halflings in Div 2B are smashing it, and they're in playoff spots. So if they get in, I'll get in as well, and the only 2 stunty teams will both get into playoffs. So that will be quite glorious.
Yeah, I think
But yeah, we've
humans
done
are
it.
in a
Like,
wonderful
I,
spot here. I think this game might just about be decided. Balls in a
oh, we posted
cage.
stuff in the Discord. Right, so let's see how the humans do this one then. Are you like as the Skaven? Would you just all or nothing it right now, or would you wait a couple of turns?
I think as a Skaven, you have to all in right now. You don't have a couple turns. You're on turn 15. So you need to get a scoring threat out first. And then you need
Yeah,
to go in and take your half die. And hope it's enough. And I think you even need like 2 scoring threats just in case. Because like otherwise you're just going to get your scoring threat punched.
yeah.
My circle's disappeared.
Well, it looks like chat as well want to see lots of stunties in there. So if we get enough people to harass the admins, then someone's getting free ticket to the next round of playoffs. When
Alright.
oh, he's going for it.
Yeah, and you gotta base up stuff as well. Oh no! You gotta go in this
No,
turn. You gotta go in this turn.
he's not going for it. He's
I think that's incorrect. I think you had to go for the ball this turn
yeah.
with the twin heads.
He just hit him. Like, what's he doing? He's done nothing.
And
He's
there's
just
only
stood
one
there.
scoring threat. I think the humans just hit the scoring threat and win the game. I think that was a mistake
Yeah,
of a turn.
just punch everything.
Yep, humans should 3 die to the gutter, and that should be game. The gutter is in range, right? Yeah. Nope. I think it should have been 3. I just accept the game win. Yep, heads into the wrestle. And you wrestle it down. Yep. And that is game.
And then foul it. That is.
Yeah, you can foul it if you want to.
I mean, I foul it just because I can.
I would go for the SPP on the punches instead.
Do I think one of the best improvements in Blood Bowl 3 is that you can now get star player points for fouling?
That's only with the pair of Nuffle, isn't it?
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, like, that's not just always,
It's just, but you can. That's you can. Oh, there you go. Guess KO as well. GG.
Needing snookers, what's that?
Oh, he's going to see if he can make it 3-1 as well for some cheeky
Ooh, yep,
extraness.
yep. Get some extra cash. Get some extra SPP. I like that. Because especially there's no chance of going to overtime right now. There's almost like no detriment to this except maybe you get blitzed. Okay, so good so
Yeah, no,
far.
because even if they get it through, they can't
And
one
even if
turn
they blitz
score.
the ball down, you still got scoring threats.
Yeah. They can't do they can't do a Morka, so it's good.
Yeah, but I think this was a pretty fun game. I think there's just a couple strategy changes that Nietzen needed to do to have better odds here. I think they needed to pull off earlier in the first half.
Yeah,
They went for the one turn, so good for that. And that was against a the perfect D, which was rough.
sucks.
Um, I think their DACA. I don't know. I'm not sure if they needed to break through earlier or go for the fast score. I don't know what they could have done. But the humans,
Not yeah,
unfortunately, were able to break them on the DACA.
yeah.
I don't necessarily think the DACA was the problem. It could have
No, I
even just
think
been that positioning right on the pivotal turn. Like it might
yeah.
have been a one square in the wrong direction for one player sort of business.
Well, I think if he hadn't if he'd got all the dodges for his Skaven, he would have had a cage
Yep,
and he
yep,
wouldn't have had the block on the ball. But that's 1 in 9s for you.
yep, yep.
And then it would have been an extreme amount of dodges through what the humans had caged them in with.
That being said, if they had held on to the ball that turn, they probably got the score and going to overtime.
Yeah. And then, but judging by the cats boxes in the room, the humans would have been fine with overtime
Yep,
versus 2 rats. But
yep,
there you go.
absolutely.
BFI failed right at the end just to top it off for the rats.
I actually think there's a lot of props to Waffle for not taking the M&G clear to prevent the wizard, because I think a wizard would have changed the game entirely over the bribe.
Yes,
So I think that was a
definitely.
really heads up decision. Take your punches, take your
But
score. Well done, Waffle.
yeah,
Congratulations. Let me see.
didn't want
Do
to
we
rip
have
the
another
victory drum.
match going on that we can send people to afterwards?
Pass.
Let's see. Let's check if there's any other playoff games going on at the moment. I'm not sure there is. Well done. Do we get to see who the MVPs are? That's a good question. Next one probably isn't for a few hours. Okay. In that case, I think we'll just about leave it there. Do you have any do you have any closing thoughts? Oh, Waffle's just getting here. Let Waffle get past the
Oh, hey,
adverts. Oh, oh,
you get to turn up and then just have
oh.
adverts. It's
you, you won your playoff game. Here's an ad.
Ta-da! Discount headphones or whatever they do
Oh,
these days.
the misspelled tree. I think the one that got abandoned was the one I tried to catch from Shan, but I think there was like a problem in the game. There was like disconnects going on, so it had to be rescheduled. If it's the game I'm thinking of. Waffle, congratulations.
Yeah.
I think you did a pretty solid, pretty consistent gameplay, and I think that your winning decision was still not taking your MNG clear to prevent a wizard.
Yeah. All of it seemed good. Enjoyed that one.
But commiserations to Nietzen. I hope you both had a fun game regardless. Shagrop, do you have anything else to add?
No, it was a good, enjoyable match. I think the human Kaz rate on the Skaven kept them at a manageable number so they couldn't pull off any nonsense. Not having a wizard helped them out as well, so there was no fireballs to turn up. good playing from everybody, and the humans got it 2-1.
All right. And thanks everybody for coming and watching. Good luck in the next round, Waffle. If you want, I'm more than willing to cast that one as well, if you let me know when it is. And you all have a wonderful night.
Hopefully I'll turn up on time next time, as I'll learn to read. It'll be great.
Take care, everybody.
Great, mate.